talking about Opie?
We are. Yep.
All right, let's get into some Opester. So I checked out Opie's live stream the other day, and Opie's always talking about all the big stuff he's doing. So I actually checked out both shows this week, and we will get to both. But where are we starting, Casey?
We got the day show. That's the first one you sent. So not
Right.
the basement.
Right. Yeah. His live stream, Opie's live stream.
Yeah. Who Demand is the first clip.
Who is the man? I know who the man. You guys probably are like, Mike, it's Sunday. Who the man is on Friday. But I find myself every morning wondering who the man this week. And Opie's going to tell us.
Gail, Richie Rich, who the man, who the man. I was fearing Richie Rich this morning. I was fearing Richie Rich because he was going to ask me who the man, 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 who the man is.
I got to be honest, I'm a little afraid of that too. I certainly never want to hear it again. So I can imagine panicking, thinking you might have to hear that.
This is whiplash going from the last entertainer to this entertainer. Oh my God.
I don't have one.
No! What?
I could go a little obscure because we have to do who the man.
Don't think about it on the fly, you prick. This is Who the Man Fridays. I tune in to find out who is the man. I want to know so badly.
You know the song, I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. I think it was a one-hit wonder, even though the person, I don't even.
Katy Perry.
Isn't it Katy Perry?
Yeah.
Go back. Is there a joke I'm missing here?
No, that is Katy Perry. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, what is he talking about? It's a one-hit
Not
wonder.
a one-hit wonder. She's pretty.
13 number one hits.
She's a fucking astronaut. Put some respect on her name.
Girl, and I Liked It. I think it was a one-hit wonder, even though the person, I don't even know her name, that did the song, was very respected in the music community.
No, she isn't.
I Kissed a
got everything wrong. Everything wrong. She works with Dr. Luke, who everyone hates.
Hey, listen, I like Katy Perry as much as the next guy. I don't know how respected she was in music.
I just saw her sing into a turd at her concert, like on stage. That's what she's doing.
I saw her open for No Doubt, and she sang that song. That's before anybody knew who she was.
Which is still true to this day, apparently. No one,
So
no
that
one
was
knows
her one hit.
No one knows who the fuck she
Not
is, but
Opie.
Girl, and I Liked It. That song. Well, she's dead.
What?
She died in a house fire. So
What?
I don't know if we could give it to her, Richie Rich.
What is he talking about?
Is there a joke I'm missing?
Not.
Electra, get on this. Start Googling.
House fire, Katy
I
Perry.
guess search I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. Death.
House fire.
House fire. Could it be the writer of that song?
If he knows the writer of that song died in a house fire, I'm giving you $1 million.
Yeah,
Died in
Jill
a-
Sabul,
Yeah.
groundbreaking wrote "Kissed a Girl," is now associated with the tragic news of Sabul's death in a house fire.
Boy,
Rescind the $1 million offer.
that is wildly obscure. But
does
why
he know
wouldn't
that?
he say, obviously not Katy Perry, who everyone's going to think of?
He might be the only person in America that knew that lady.
Would
wrote
you
that
call
song.
that girl a one-hit wonder?
No, and
she-
Jill
'cause she
Sobel
wrote the
also
song?
had Jill Sobel also had hits. That's why it's bizarre.
Boy, this is vexing. I'd love to get into that brain and root around, see what's going on in there.
That's right.
Pass.
That would be way too twisted. We need.
Oh
Who the
man,
Who
and
the
that's not what Who the
Is it
Man is.
Blunts
It's
it?
not for your twisted mind, man. Imagine if he said, can you imagine the outrage that would come after this? And it would be annoying because it would be a cancel culture story and we'd have to talk about it. But can you imagine the outrage if Opie was like, hey, Jill Sabil, what the fuck is her name?
That works.
Yeah,
Sobel.
Jill Sabel. She's the man this week. Can you imagine the field day that CNN and the lamestream media would have with that? Oh God, would I have to go to bat for Opie and say he's pushing boundaries? He's a creator who's just saying shocking things to get a reaction. Please don't go after this man. Oh man, Opie, I'm glad that you aren't so crazy as to name her demand this week?
I'm confused by the Huda Man thing and Jill Sobel.
Jill Sobel, I'm sorry. Well, Jill Sobel would be demand because she died. You see?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand at all.
Well, if you're thinking, who, you know how every morning you wake up and you think, who demand today? You know that thought that runs across your mind. You say,
yes.
Who demand today? And then you scan the news briefly, and boy, do I mean briefly, so much so that you see the title of a song and report that Katy Perry died. By the of all the weeks, like Katy Perry had a dip in her career where she was kind of irrelevant for a little while. Of all the weeks to say Katy Perry's dead, she just went to fucking space and came back and kissed the ground.
Yeah. Well, low Earth orbit, but we'll call it space.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. He's like, yeah, I kissed a girl and I liked it. Lady is dead.
I don't think his brain works, Mike. I think he's just.
Well, she is demand. Let's keep going.
All right, Wild Bunch now. It's time for the.
Oh my god! And we're gonna hear from these guys later. I wanted to delay it a little bit. I wanted to give you guys a little prep time. Opie's gonna talk about this Gebhards show, and brace yourselves, because later we're not just gonna hear about the show. We're gonna hear from the guys themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Opie. Click your seatbelts in and put your helmets on. This is gonna be a bumpy ride hearing about these fellas.
We did an Opie Radio podcast live at Gebhards. I love doing those. They're crazy. What I mean by they're crazy, they're just completely out of control. I love.
No, we got it. But wait, here's what I mean by crazy. Opie said the I kissed a girl and I liked it lady died and didn't explain himself. But when he goes, yeah, the show I did yesterday was crazy. Here's what I mean by that.
Action. I love the energy. I love the chaos. And, there are some guys that appear on live at Gebhards that might jump into some gummies. Others drink a little beer.
Oh, man. That sounds fucking metal. That sounds bananas. They go to a bar and they have a 5 milligram gummy and drink a fucking IPA. These guys are out of their fucking minds. I don't know if I can handle them.
It's a morning zoo.
In many ways.
But the last one we did at Gebhards, and you can check it out. It's on my podcast feed, Opie Radio.
Oh, we will.
We all were deep into cold medicine. We all had crappy eyes that were shut. We were sneezing. We were wheezing. We had itchy eyes. So we decided.
Whoa. You didn't. I guess I didn't tell you to do it, but you just didn't instinctively bleep all this. We don't want it on our YouTube channel. You can't just have this kind of talk out there. Like, Opie's fucking crazy. He'll broadcast that shit. But I'm just trying to make a little living for myself here. I can't put us at risk by having out there that men in their 60s have the sniffles. That is fucking nuts. What are you doing, Casey? You're fucking me here. Bleep that stuff next time it comes up.
I'm sorry. Electra, bleep that stuff next time. God damn it, Electra.
All right. This is madness. Go to Opie's channel if you want that kind of shock jockery.
No joke. Because now at Gebhards, we want to be doing the live stream on the streets of New York City, but the pollen was so bad and we were all suffering so bad. We're like, why don't we hide it?
Crazy. That's like Kinnison in the 80s, man. That's fucking nuts. You guys are taking allergy medication because your eyes are watering? Holy shit.
I remember Bill Hicks' 2 hours on pollen. It was one of the sharpest comedy bits I've ever heard.
You should hear. I mean, just wait. If you think you're shocked now, wait until you hear how many times these guys get up during the night to piss. Oh my God, your jaw will be on the floor. FCC, hello? Is anyone going to put restrictions on these guys?
We're learning about all their holes. Here we go.
So we were hiding in the basement from the pollen. That was the only reason we went downstairs a couple of days ago.
Fucking nuts. That is nuts, man.
It is nuts.
That's the mark of a crazy show when you're like, we have allergies, so we're staying inside. That's how you know guys are zany.
Mike, I can't almost handle this. I might have to take a break and walk
Ooh,
around. Like this is.
We
this
are
is
on
too
the
much.
highway to the danger zone, my friend.
We may go hell for that last one. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Next was called Rogan Crew.
Oh, we heard from the Rogan crew. Joey Diaz is all fired up, and you know what? So is Opie. And Opie had this very bold take. Someone asked him about Tom Segura. And you know what? It's interesting. Me and Opie kind of have the same take about Segura, where I go, he's just all right. Like I think Segura's all right. I don't get the level of success he's had, but like I think Segura's all right. Or he certainly was. I think he used to be better, but he's all right. But Opie, and this is where I should learn, take a little broadcasting lesson from the Opester, because Opie has the same take about Tom Segura, but he goes, he's just all right. Okay, I don't know if you want me to say it or not, but he's just all right. No one's gonna say it, but I'll say it. He's all right. And I thought, oh, why couldn't I present it like that and really make a fool of myself? I wish I was better at that.
Hey, real quick, Mike, I'm just going to pick a chat here random just to see if it agrees with you. Go ahead and read this one, Electra.
Oh.
Compound Media $9.99.
Oh.
It's in a bar basement. You guys just don't get how wild that is.
We don't.
Anthony knows. He was with this crazy guy when they were shoving wiffle ball bats and pussies. And Anthony's like, why did he save this stuff? He held on in the height of shock jockery. Why did he hang on to the great pollen bit that he had in store? Is that actually Anthony? Is that the real
It
Compound
is.
Media?
Well, yeah. Electra, can you do a quick check there on the phone? But I believe it is, yes.
Well, thank you, Anthony, for your support.
I mean, who else would have $9.99, Mike? It's just, come on.
If you guys think I'm a liberal pussy, imagine Anthony watching this show. He's gonna be tearing his hair out.
Ojeda, look away. Ojeda, look away.
Joe Rogan's got his crew. Anyone that's close to Joe Rogan and in that inner circle, they're just crushing it, making millions of dollars. They're just
that's him.
Swimming in money. You know, there was a time when the Joe Rogan thing with his circle of comedians is very similar to Opie and Anthony in our circle of comedians. And in our circle of comedians,
if Anthony really is watching, I want to know Anthony's take on this genuinely, because I'm a massive Opie and Anthony fan, and I would say this is not true. Like, the success of the Opie and Anthony comics kind of came after. Like, Opie and Anthony did a lot to promote these comics with their circle of fans. Rogan has made, because, I don't think it's entirely because of that, but because of Rogan's show, the guys are arena acts now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't checked Rich Voss's road dates.
I think he's playing at my niece's bar mitzvah.
I don't know where Bob Kelly's performing next week, but like Louis and Burr got huge. Obviously, Patrice's reputation obviously blew up after he died, and like I've always said, I think Opie and Anthony's legacy is actually bigger after the Opie and Anthony show ended because of YouTube. So many people found the Opie and Anthony show by searching for Burr, Louis, Patrice, Norton, Colin, all these, even guys that weren't on that much, like Jim Jeffries and guys like that.
Or listening to you. That's how I heard about it.
Well, there you go. All those clips would come up. But I don't think the Opie and Anthony show made guys overnight successes. Like Rogan, because of Joe Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe is an arena act. And I think that's a little reductive. Like, I think Kill Tony is a unique show that got an audience, but a lot of people would say that. Listen to how Opie describes the heyday of Opie and Anthony, and maybe I'm underselling it. If Anthony's still around, I'd love to hear his take on what the Opester's about to say.
Just throw it in the free chat, Anthony. You don't got to pay.
there certainly were a few that were
If you want
overrated as well, but the show really helped them. Because of the giant Opie and Anthony show, some of these overrated comics that were in our circle, look, spinning around, they were in our gravitational pull, and that kept them going and kept the money rolling for those guys.
Really?
As
all the
soon as
guys
that
who still have
big
careers? You jackass?
show-
All the guys that are still doing... Voss was on Rogan 3 weeks ago. You cocksucker. The one guy who isn't still doing it, like fucking Anthony has a show. Bob Kelly and Voss are on every fucking podcast. Colin's done brilliant one-man shows since the Opie and Anthony show ended. Norton's podcast is blowing up right now. Burr and Louie were massive stars. Who in this crew of guys, unless he means because Patrice died, that's the only career that stopped when the Opie and Anthony show ended. I can't think of who the fuck he's talking about unless he's just looking in the mirror. Opie's the one guy whose career ended the day Anthony left.
Yeah, Electra, we got a response here from the Compound Boss.
Yep, Compound Media says Opie needs to imagine he was responsible for the success of anyone and everyone who was ever even remotely involved with the show.
And right there, by the way, is why Opie's always like, why do people respect Anthony more than me? Why are they? You could call him out for things. It's like Anthony's honest about his flaws and who he is. And he'll say shit like that. Anthony's not a guy that, if that actually is Anthony, he's not a guy that needs to go, oh, no. We're responsible for all those guys. They were in our gravitational pull. No,
it's him, Mike. It's 157K subs on YouTube.
All right, get a hold of yourselves. Jesus, calm down. Hello.
Okay.
She's slipping off the desk, Mike. Check.
Everyone get a hold of yourselves. Christ.
Okay.
No, but like Anthony can give that response and still realize they created something great and legendary, but not have to go above and beyond and patting himself on the back.
All right, let's get back to the tape here.
Burned out. Then you notice some of the O&A comedians that couldn't really make it after the show. And the same with Rogan. Not everyone in his inner circle is great. Of course not.
But Opie, by the way, who has watched, I'm going to guess, roughly none of them.
0.
I could see him maybe checking out like Shane Gillis or something. Other than that, I don't think Opie has watched any of these fucking Rogan comics. And they knew, like, Bert Kreischer was a friend of the Opie and Anthony show, by the way. I think he was definitely on. So, but Opie does this weird thing now where he's like, he said the other day, when he was the Segura thing I was just talking about, he goes, Segura was on the Opie and Anthony show a few times and he was just all right. I'm a pretty big student of the Opie and Anthony show. Anthony, I got another question for you. Was Tom Segura ever on? I don't remember that. Maybe he meant Opie and Jim, but he said Opie and Anthony. He's like, Tom was just all right on our show. And it's like, well, if he was just all right, based on your logic, Opie, how couldn't you make him into a big star if Rogan did? None of it makes sense, but Anthony, you're welcome on any time, by the way, if you're still watching. I'd love to have Anthony on Why You Laughing or something at some point.
Definitely do that. And the next one up here is The Chat.
Okay, so this is where the Opster's starting to break a little bit. And people have noticed this over the last few months. Opie really is, he said, guys, he's a hero in many ways. He said, guys, there's a stuttering John void out there, and people need to fill it. Mm-hmm. And tell me if this is reminiscent of anyone looking at their chat that you've seen before.
Love from Italy, Ope. I see you love my favorite dish. I don't know what your favorite dish is. I don't know. I'm sure this is piggybacked with a little hate comment that no one will ever see. But thanks for your $2. All right.
Why would you approach the chat in that way?
It's very adversarial.
It's mind-boggling to me. Either read it and have a little fun with it, because that's not. I'm sure the guy is being shitty. I'm sure it's not an Opie fan just having a good time with him. I'm sure he's trying to provoke that type of reaction out of Opie. But why not read whatever the dish is and laugh? I would even suggest, to get people on your side a little, Opie, maybe even oversell. If the joke is shitty, oversell it a little bit. Poke some fun at yourself. What's the big deal? Rather than let everyone know, hey, if you guys make fun of my blue mouth, I'm going to get really upset by it. So you better not. It's really going to bother me. Don't do it, because I'm going to get really pissed. Oh, why are the chats flooding in? Oh, no.
It is very dark mouth. But yes, don't... He doesn't react things well.
Yeah, just provoke everyone to keep doing that, Opie. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that is the John formula. He is doing the John thing. And next one's called No Norton.
I'd love to hear Anthony's opinion on this as well. So this is an interesting take. When one member of the Opie and Anthony show is out, I really hope Anthony responds to this one because I have to know, is this true about Jim Norton? Apparently, when one member of the show was out, everybody celebrated. I imagine Anthony's nodding his head at his computer right now. Let's hear who that member is, shall we?
I always thought Bob Kelly, you know, when that miserable Jim Norton, was going to be in LA or couldn't make it on the show. God, those were the best days, Jimmy. Those were the best days. And we all talked about.
That's what all the fans say. Oh, Norton's not here. Terrific. An Opie solo day. Anthony and Jimmy are out. Yay!
Substitute teacher day. Yay!
About it behind your back. Jimmy's not here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go back a little bit. We stepped on an important part of that.
Sure. Here we go. There we go.
Were the best days, Jimmy. Those were the best days. And we all talked about it behind your back. Jimmy's not here.
I have to know, Anthony. I have to know. Is that were you going, Opie? Today's the day. We don't have that ugly weight around our neck. Sam and E-Rock are popping champagne. Yes! Norton's not here. The guy who brought all these comics in and the guy who created the tone of the Opie and Anthony show with ball busting. Thank God that albatross is not here to ruin that show. That is what everyone said is, boy, Jim is really getting in the way of Opie and Anthony's chemistry. That's what everyone thought. I remember those days.
Another Stud Joe move here.
And, when we could book a Bob Kelly or Bill Burr.
Can I say something else? I personally like Bob Kelly. I don't think if you went on to the Opie and Anthony subreddit back then or whatever their message boards were, I don't think they were like, fuck yes, Bob Kelly instead of Norton. I don't remember that era of the show when people were like, just enough bullshit and hire Bob and get rid of this worm Norton.
Electra, would you read Compound Media here?
Yep. The only person whose absence was celebrated was Opie himself.
What?
It was like the tension left the studio.
Electra, ban this liar from our chat. He's spreading filth. That's ridiculous. I wasn't expecting that answer. I wasn't expecting the guy to come in here and lie like that.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a fun guy to work with, this guy. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. I don't know a lot about the man. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of fun at the workplace.
Chat's
Opie
calling
seems
it the
like a
Nopey
miserable
shows when he was gone. Nopey.
No. What those were, if you search Nopey on YouTube, what
This is
people
amazing.
did is eliminated the voice of Jim Norton from the Opie and Anthony show. Yeah, they erased Jimmy. That's definitely what I forgot. There are Nopey shows where they got rid of Opie's voice from the fucking show.
Yeah. He
I wanna
says
show,
they edited Opie out of shows. It's obvious who the angry anchor was.
Yeah.
That's quite the workplace.
Maybe they were
environment this
afraid.
was.
Maybe Anthony might not know though. Maybe they were afraid to say it to the boss. Like E-Rock and Sam were like, oh, fucking Norton always ruining the show with his funny jokes. Fuck this guy. We'll tell Opie, but Anthony will freak out if we tell him. Maybe that's what happened.
Oh, those days were fantastic. They were just fun.
Fun.
For
They
you.
really were,
Everyone
except for
else-
the listeners.
Yes. It was fun because everyone got to go listen to new radio shows that morning.
And I will say, when it was Opie and Anthony, they had good chemistry. But to me, as a listener, when it was even just Opie and Jim, didn't feel like the same. Like if it was Anthony and Norton in, you were like, yes, the teacher's away and the kids are gonna have some fun. You were excited. I don't remember ever thinking like, oh, good, Jimmy's out.
Yeah. You know what sucks is when the substitute brings in their own curriculum. Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, Vic Hendley was the curriculum.
The next one's called Job Well Done.
Oh, okay. Let's hear what this is.
Why did you block Bannister's super chat? You need the money to move. I don't need any money to move, Dante. And you know what? You're gone too. You know, Barrister's been playing this bullshit game, and he finally showed his head as a.
Well, problem solved. That'll certainly inspire no one to leave mean comments, Opie. You've just done it. You got rid of the one bad apple in the bunch, and finally you're at peace.
Oh my God, were they separated at birth, John and this guy? I mean,
It's crazy. You would think it's scripted.
Yeah.
You would think Carl has a deal with these guys to be like, all right,
exactly.
Opie, John needs a little break. We're going to need you to slide in and step up. Just get Opie's like, I don't know if I have it in me. And Carl's like, just get mad at the chat and kind of everything people criticize you for, show how angry it gets you, if you could do that.
Amplify the criticisms. Amplify the criticisms.
Just make up. Most of the people watching are Opie and Anthony fans, so just make wild claims about the show that they all know aren't true. That even fans can debunk.
Opie, let me ask you, what is your knowledge on singer-songwriters from the mid-90s?
Yeah, don't look up anything you're talking about. That would be
Yes.
As a hater,
Don't
so
sing the
he's
wrong
gone.
song.
Just like you. Goodbye. We're not dealing with the garbage. We got people. There's a small amount of people that think this live stream every morning is for them.
Oh, you think we need you? We have 34 other people in here eager to watch.
I'll take those numbers.
It's not for you at all. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go now. Guys, thank you very much. I don't know if we accomplished anything. I literally turned
Our
on
day's work.
camera and I said to myself, holy crap, you have nothing to talk about today.
Oh.
But it was kind of exciting to try to make it up in front of your eyes.
Yeah,
And
it
I
really
think
is
we
exciting.
did all right. I'm gonna,
It might be exciting if Opie hasn't done that for 30 years now. Opie, even like at the peak of the Opie and Anthony show, they were kind of like winging it. Like they were great at just talking about whatever, the news of the day, busting someone's balls, making fun of one of the interns or producers, whatever. Like there wasn't well-researched topics. If there were, it was from the guy in the chat right now. I'm not just saying that because he's here. It was that Anthony would go on some political rant that he was passionate about or something. Opie never came in with like, all right, guys, I've been working on this one for a few months now. And today's the day I'm finally ready to unveil it to the public. He's acting like this is some unique experience where he's like, today I woke up and I had no fucking clue what I was going to talk about. So yeah, no, par for the course. We expect
one of your eyes. And I think we did all right. I'm going to give myself a passing grade. Yeah.
A+, I give you, Opie.
Oh my God, that guy is amazing.
Well, so now we're going to go down to the basement. Am I wrong about that?
We are. We're heading to the basement of
guys.
Gebhards.
Put on the little helmets with the lights on the front. We're going down into the basement of Gebhards.
Guys,
and we're
take
uncovering.
Take your gummy. It's time to get to Gebhards.
We're uncovering madness. So you heard how fucking crazy Gebhards gets. Opie's like, hey.
Yes.
On this live stream, we're just chilling, baby. We're relaxing. We're reading the chat. I'm having my coffee. Just having my coffee. 500 feet above Manhattan. That's the chill zone. The thing is getting nutty when you go down into the basement. So I looked for the most extreme clips I could find from the Gebhards show this week. Brace yourselves, folks, because here it is.
A different situation, but yeah, so they use the merge left,
Right.
and it's a merge right, but it's a merge sign, so they'll figure it out. Look at your rear view.
So you were supposed to merge right, but the sign said merge left.
That's right.
Because they didn't have
That's
a merge.
correct.
They didn't have a merge right sign.
I imagine that, or
Hey,
just, lazy.
take those
lazy
hands off your ears. If we gotta listen to it, you have to too.
It's shocking.
I know this is melting your brains, but we've got traffic talk, baby.
With traffic talk.
And you might think, Mike, you tricked us. We've all heard traffic talk before. Not the way these nuts do it.
putting up
Not high and in a basement traffic talk. All right,
whatever he wants, but the whole situation, there was no sign. All of a sudden, we're bouncing down the road, right? Destroying parts of my truck. Woke up 2 kids.
Wait, what happened? You literally were just driving
Just
and
driving along.
Good.
All of a
And-
sudden,
and-
Opie, investigate that. Don't let him slide on that. Ask more questions. That's important. I was
Wait, I
worried
smell-
this cocksucker was just going to say something and no one was going to question him on it.
Wait, I smell boring. Let me dig into this more.
Yes. There might be more there.
A whole trash full of boring. Let me get into this.
it's dark. It's dark. You know,
Right,
we're
right,
only
right.
doing 20 miles an hour,
right.
and they're, you know, whatever. All of a sudden, we're bouncing, and there were no signs. There's no, hey, watch out for a bump or just good road work.
Graveyard.
Was your car a lot lower than everybody else's on the road?
Boy,
Oh
no
my-
one fucking mines a landfill like Opie. Just digging through piles of shit. Certainly there's gold here somewhere.
That is
Opie goes to
amazing.
Bondi's fucking island and has got his radar detector.
He just keeps digging down the wrong way. It's amazing. It's a skill.
I got a big old one.
No, I know, but if you were lower because you were in a
Car,
hole.
car.
He's not
The
Spanish.
car was lower.
So there was nobody else on the road next to us. So
Okay.
I didn't
All
even
right.
get to like yell at
Good,
somebody
thank
else
God.
for it.
I was coming home from the beach house last week. I
More
was
traffic
on the Long Island Expressway. I was in the
Super fast lane?
the super fast lane, and all of a sudden, there was just
Red light.
a giant construction truck in the lane with no warning.
Uh-huh.
What?
Jammed on the brakes.
Just turn this off. Get it out of here.
A
We're going to lose our
construction
channel again.
truck. It's a construction truck. Never heard
Oh
that
my
phrase.
God. These guys, they're looking at the edge and they're zooming right past it with no regard. You fall off a cliff that way.
How is Red Bull not sponsoring this? This is one of the most dangerous stunts I've ever seen.
Little swerve-a-roo. Yeah, I'm good.
That's
I'm
That
good.
Prius will stop real fast.
But I don't have a
I got jocularity, merriment. Ah, that's how you know we're having fun.
man's car. I got a man's car.
Yeah, he's got a smart car.
I don't have a smart car. And what's wrong with having a smart car anyway?
I don't fit.
You die anytime.
Yeah, the
you
last time you were on a smart car, you got hurt really bad.
No, that was
Oh,
that was my electric
shit.
scooter.
You did not just go there.
Electra, we have a chat. Would you like to read that real quick?
Oh my God.
Yeah, from Compound Media. Stick around for their thrilling yield sign chunk.
I had to.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Same weight, same vehicle class.
True. Remember when it was cool to have
The
an
yield
e-bike?
sign should be the name of the podcast.
There you go.
Everyone, slow down. We're going nowhere slowly.
Madness ahead. Slow down, everyone.
Well, it depends on what vehicle you have.
It's not cool anymore to have an e-bike.
Well,
The crew is nuts, Mike. The crew is nuts.
I mean, I like Opie is really recreated, and he showed, like, you know, the Opie and Anthony show was his vision, man. I don't know if you know that. This is my vision since I'm 18. This is all my vision. I said I'm gonna find a guy in a fucking heating duct, and he's gonna be an amazing impressionist and very funny. And then I'm gonna find an edgy, the first guy who brought true perversion to comedy. I'm gonna find him. And he's going to have a bunch of hilarious friends that fit the vibe of the show perfectly. I said that when I was 18. It all came true. And I said, one day, when that comes crashing down, I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to get Ron the waiter. And I'm going to get Matt from Gebhards. And when I say, I mean, traffic is crazy, they're going to have biting commentary like, that's because you have an EV. Hmm? Huh? That's what
Patrice
really
who?
makes you think.
Well, look, if we're gonna have to do some sacrificing because of all the tariff BS that's going on,
Oh, whoa! Hey! I wasn't ready for that sort of edgy talk. Tariff BS. Man, this guy has thoughts.
His political humor is unquestionable.
we should be able to see, the extra costs in our products.
I agree.
If you want us to shop in America, you got to make everything cheaper.
Hell yeah.
That's the only reason we go to China.
What?
It's not that we're not patriots and all that. It's that we all have a budget, and when you see stuff that is so expensive, and then you find out about China and Temu and Shein, you're going there to save money for your family.
I
God,
agree.
your
And
lips
there's
to
a
God's ears. Finally, someone's saying it. Someone has the balls to say it. Thank you, Opie.
the American companies can make a healthy profit without and pay their workers.
That's the craziness that we heard about. Was that
Insane.
thoughtful? The guy responds and goes, "Well, you know, if we're talking responsibly, it's the whitest, most boring voice. It's fucking Chappelle's white guy voice, going, well, actually, Opie, when you think about it, here's what the tariffs are doing to this country." And Opie's like, "Oh man, you got to see it when the guys get together at Gebhards. It's a nut hut."
Mike, look out. There's comedy ahead.
Oh god! Hold on, everybody, brace yourself. Ooh, do you feel that? It's right underneath us. There's comedy
feel it.
coming.
Much like trumpet nicked my ear. So yes, everyone duck.
Look out!
Judge, man.
Hey, by the way,
He's a woman.
Massachusetts, a big story coming out of Massachusetts.
What's that?
The Pekka. Wasn't that
You
out
ever
of
hear about the
Massachusetts?
Mass Pecker?
The Massachusetts
Wait a minute.
Pekka.
That was
not
my
heard
name.
about the Mass-
Dude, the Mass Pecker was my name in high school.
Oh, Ron! Don't let him get started.
Dude, everything
I
in my power
can't
not to hit the
even.
drums.
Cool.
Yeah.
You
No, it
sick.
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
So there's
He really is the outlaw, Mike. He's the one with the dark glasses on in the basement. They have an outlaw in their crew. I'm just saying.
My Pekka! He literally is Chip.
He
Pekka
is their
juice.
he found a chip.
there is.
No, it wasn't.
There's a
No,
woodpecker.
it wasn't.
The woodpecker.
There's a
in
woodpecker.
Massachusetts.
Can I tell
Who's
you?
sma-
It seems like you guys aren't having the same reaction I did. Pecker. The bird is a woodpecker, you see.
Fact.
Pecker, particularly out here in Boston, it's what we call a prick. It's what we call your hard cock. We call it a fucking pecker. Because of our accents. That's how we say cock out here. Fucking peckers. And that's also the name of the bird. So that's what makes it such a humorous situation.
smashing out windows and mirrors of all the automobiles.
Right.
So he's the auto.
If any bird's gonna
Mass
get it, it has
Pecker.
to be from Massachusetts. Well,
Yep,
it's
that's
an
right.
asshole.
He's an asshole.
all right.
He's like, you know what? You
Hey,
guys drive like shit.
That's an offensive term, Tarp. Don't you dare, Ron. I've given you a lot of leeway here, Buster. But now you're crossing a line.
The satisfaction Ron had when he sat back after that zinger was uncomfortable. He was very happy.
Masshole. Get it? You know what that rhymes with.
I don't. Electra, what does that rhyme with?
Keep going.
You know, and this goes back to, you know, this. He's annoying as hell tonight.
At least it doesn't.
That should be the intro to their show. These jackasses making the Woody Woodpecker noise.
Could go
Just
in the
to let
outro of this
everyone
show.
know, retards ahead. Just a group of fucking mongoloids in a basement trying to make something out of nothing. There is nothing there, and God bless them, they're trying to get a spark, rubbing two sticks together to get some kind of spark going.
They really are making nothing out of nothing. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, so that,
Oh,
I just wanted to do a public service here today and say, and you know, Anthony and the rest of you in the chat, if you're thinking of stepping into the Thunderdome on Opie's YouTube channel, just for the love of God, do it with a little caution and responsibility. Please. It's dangerous out there.
Got a few super chats here, Mike.
By
Get to
God,
the
let's read
goal.
them.
Dang Lizard, €5. A couple weeks ago, Katy Perry was cynically made demand for her I'm in space, not in space, and the Pope was demand post-mortem, but this is too far.
It really is. Enough is enough, dang lizard. I agree with you. So Katy Perry was demand, and then a couple weeks later, the girl that wrote I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It.
No, it was a different song, though. She wrote a different song that was called I Kissed a Girl, but it just goes like, I kissed a girl.
Oh.
So he got
Different
the
song.
singer.
Oh, so he got the song wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Makes it even better, honestly.
What a jackass. I assumed it was the girl that wrote the song for Katy Perry. But
That's what I thought
That's
at
what I
first,
assumed.
too, but no.
oh,
God knows she can't write a
I
song.
researched it.
All right, one more here, Mike.
And Jimmy's neglected mother, $5. What if you covering Opie was all part of his 18-year-old master plan? You don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes.
That's frightening.
You're gonna go back and look at that tape and realize that was the Crystalia reaction I just gave. My world just came crumbling down. It's all, oh my God! Burn everything!
Chris, that was a
It all makes
Crystalia
so much
Snapchat.
sense now.
I did recognize that as the Snapchat Crystalia moment. It was fun. Oh,
And
gosh.
from Compound Media, there were more laughs in John Wayne Gacy's basement.
That does seem like Anthony. All right.
Checks out. That one tracks. Hey, Anthony, can you throw up an inward just so we know for sure? Just,
Anthony, what do you think about the blacks exactly? We need to prove it's you. We need to suss out it's you.
favorite basketball team. Go.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Kragers did it.